Hello and welcome to Auto Update Zone. Today we're taking a deep dive into the 2026 Macron's XPeng G6, one of the most intriguing electric SUVs to arrive in recent times. In this video we'll walk you through everything: design from front, side and rear, the interior experience, performance credentials, pricing and ultimately whether it's worth your attention. Let's get started. First impressions matter, and from the front this XPeng G6 makes a strong statement. The headlamps are aggressively styled, with sharp plaid signatures that sweep inwards, giving the face a clean, futuristic look. The bonnet flows smoothly into the grille area, or rather what remains of a traditional grille. Since this electric model doesn't require the same air intake architecture as a combustion engine car, the brand badge is centered with subtle chrome accents, and the lower fascia features aerodynamic elements and large air curtain inlets that help smooth airflow. What I like is the stance, broad, confident, and low-slung, suggesting performance rather than just utility. The front also houses the latest sensors and camera systems, which we'll touch on in the tech performance section. From a practical viewpoint, the 2026 model retains the same robust build as earlier generations of the G6, with high-quality paint finishes, tight panel gaps and a premium first impression. One note for the spec: the drag coefficient for the G6 was reported as low as 0.248 in the original design. Combine that with its 800-volt architecture, and the front end is more than just styling, it's engineering. For viewers planning in hot climates, like Pakistan, it's worth noting that the glass panoramic roof and UV protection glazed glass offered mean cabin cooling loads may be slightly higher than conventional roofs. Switching to the side, the roof line slopes gently toward the rear, giving a coupe SUV silhouette that blends sportiness with utility. The wheel arches are nicely sculpted, emphasizing muscular mid-body lines. The doors are flush, and the side mirrors incorporate cameras or sensors depending on variant, giving a clean continuity to the glass and bodywork. Dimensions: the G6 measures approximately 4,753 macron in length, 1,920 macron wide and 1,650 macron high, with a 2,890 macron wheelbase in many markets. The length gives ample cabin space, and the relatively wide stance gives stability and presence. The side view also underlines how well XPeng has hidden the battery architecture. There's no obvious bulge in the floor, and the roof doesn't look awkward or tall, which means you get a more balanced silhouette. The wheels on the top trims are large, 28 cubed or more, which gives good proportions, but you'll want to inspect tire and a rim for ride comfort in local conditions. One small quirk: side visibility toward the rear can be a little restricted thanks to the sloping roof and thicker rear pillars, something to keep in mind when doing parking or reversing maneuvers. From behind, the G6 continues to impress. The tail lights form a full-width LED strip in some variants, which gives a wide and cohesive look at night. The rear bumper is neatly designed, with lower diffuser styling and minimal exhaust references. Since this is F, the hatch opens up to reveal a sizable cargo area, and the roof spoiler adds a sporty touch. Boot capacity in many markets is 571 macron liters with the seats up, expanding to around 1,374 macron liters with the rear seats folded. The tailgate is wide and practical. Loading is comfortable, though the rear lip may be slightly high for heavy items. The rear view also allows you to appreciate the design continuity. The reflectors, the branding placement, and the roof spoiler all tie into the aerodynamic profile. One minor consideration: rear headroom can become somewhat compressed by the sloped roofline if you have tall passengers in the back, so check that in person. Interior: now we step inside. The cabin of the G6 delivers a premium feel, merging minimalist design with high-tech features. The dashboard is clean, dominated by a large standing infotainment screen, 15.6 cubed in some markets, and a digital instrument cluster. The center console has dual wireless charging pads, cup holders and an armrest with storage. Materials are good: soft-to-touch surfaces, leather or premium fabric seating, stitched trim and modern finishes. The panoramic glass roof option adds spaciousness and light. One standout feature: the roof glass is UV protected and designed for better thermal insulation. In terms of technology, you'll find voice assistant controls, advanced driver assistance systems, ADAS, and connectivity features, including smartphone mirroring, navigation, big infotainment screen and ambient lighting. The sound system on higher trims features up to 18 speakers. Comfort-wise, front seats are well bolstered and some trims get heating, ventilation, massage functions, which is a bonus for longer-haul driving. Rear seats, decent legroom thanks to the long wheelbase, and the rear bench is comfortable for 3 adults. Though 3 adult width may be a little snug, headroom is good for average height occupants, though if you're tall you might feel the roof slope. Cabin quietness is good soundproofing. Doubly glazed windows help reduce road noise. Cargo practicality: as mentioned earlier, good volume, and the loading area is flat. There's no front frunk as some EVs offer. One little trade off: Because of the emphasis on tech and screens, some physical controls are minimally. If you prefer tactile knobs, you may find the interface slightly less intuitive at first. Overall, the interior gives you a feeling of being in a car designed for the future while still comfortable for daily use. Performance. Let's shift gears now and dive into performance, charging and the tech beneath the sheet of metal. The 2026 XPeng G6 is built on XPeng's Macron 2.0 platform and uses an 800 volt electrical architecture. Powertrain options. For many markets you'll find a single-motor rear-wheel drive version producing roughly 280 Macron kW, a 296 Macron HP, and 440 Macron Nm torque, capable of 0-100 Macron km/h in about 6.7 Macron seconds. There is also a dual-motor all-wheel drive performance version delivering up to 350 Macron kW and about 660 Macron Nm of torque, with 0-100 Macron km/h in approximately 4.1 seconds. Top speed in many markets is electronically limited at around 200 Macron km/h. Range. Battery. The G6's battery options, for example 66 Macron kWh in some standard trims, up to 87.5 Macron kWh in longer range trims. Real-world typical WLTP ranges are around 435 Macron km for the smaller pack and up to 570 Macron km for the larger pack in some markets. Charging is where the G6 really shines, thanks to the 800 volt architecture and higher performance DC fast charging. XPeng claims DC rates up to 280 Macron kW, and some reports up to 451 Macron kW in refreshed models, enabling 10%-80% charging in as little as 12 minutes under ideal conditions. Handling and ride. On the road the G6 feels smooth and stable. Reviewers mention the suspension is tuned for comfort rather than raw sportiness. One critique is that while it is competent in corners it lacks the feel you might find in some premium European competitors. Steering feedback is moderate for daily driving and long highway stretches. The G6 is very well composed, but if you're expecting a race or a sharp sport SUV you might find it a bit tame. Tech assistance. The G6 features advanced driver assistance tech including autonomous lane change, adaptive cruise, sensors, and in certain markets a LiDAR-based package. Also the infotainment platform is driven by a powerful chip and supports regular OTA updates. Summary of key performance numbers. A-Sense 0-100 Macron km/h, 6.6 6.7 Macron S for standard RWD trim, 4.1 5.9 Macron S for higher performance variants. A-Sense top speed 200 202 Macron km/h. A-Sense battery 66 87.5 Macron kWh. Depending on market. A-Sense wireless charging pads, large screen, premium sound system. In short, from an EV performance standpoint the G6 offers very good acceleration, ultra-fast charging and credible range, making it a strong contender in the mid-sized electric SUV space. Now let's talk value. Pricing will of course vary by market, local taxes, incentives and variant A, but here are some indicative figures. In Europe, the standard trim of the G6 has been listed around £39,935 for 66 Macron kWh version. In markets such as Australia, the entry price for 2026 G6 was reported around Macron $54,800 plus and road costs for the standard range. In China the refreshed G6 from marca Macron 2025 started at Macron $176,800 after a price cut. What this means in practical terms is that the G6 offers strong value for money, a generous features list, advanced charging architecture, and very competitive performance compared with similar electric SUVs. Some caveats. After-sales support, service network and local charging infrastructure in your region should be checked. For Pakistan, South Asia viewers in particular, you would want to check import duties, variant availability, charging compatibility. In terms of trims you will typically have a standard range, so budget accordingly. The upper trims cost significantly more, but deliver stronger performance and features. So after spending time with the 2026 XPeng Macron G6 here is my verdict. Positives. A-Sense bold, modern design both exterior and interior. A-Sense very good value relative to performance and features. A-Sense excellent charging speed and battery architecture. A-Sense practical size for a family SUV and competitive range. A-Sense tech a rich cabin with high-end features. Areas to consider. A-Sense steering and handling feedback are competent but not sensational, meaning if you're a driving purist you may want more. A-Sense rear visibility and sloped roofline compromise some practicality in certain situations. A-Sense service and support network might be less mature than established legacy brands depending on your region. A-Sense real-world range will depend heavily on local climate, charging infrastructure and how often the fast charging capability can be utilized. In summary, if you're eyeing a mid-sized electric SUV and want outstanding value with modern tech and performance, this XPeng Macron G6 deserves serious consideration. If you live in a region like Pakistan and have access to suitable infrastructure, or are willing to insure it, then this car could be a strong alternative to some of the more expensive premium offerings from Europe or America. It brings fresh energy to the EV segment,